Word on the street, word on the street. Talk politics, current events, relationships, movies and flicks. Word on the street, word on the street. Word on the street is we be staying on topic with sports news and the movies. Anything that just happened. Special guest with that Drake Swift, Savage Kitty and Alex, aka the Sports Mouth. Storytelling what's happening. Chop it up with you Saturdays. No better way to start your day. Kick it with y'all on Mondays in case y'all really got something to say. If not, we'll catch you on Wednesday. Put the spotlight up to your face. Yeah, you know how we get down. Tell them tune in or get out the way.
What up, though? It is Saturday. I know it is not that early for us, but it's late afternoon for you guys. Welcome to the show. We got Coach Orlando from the Martinez baseball. Coach Rick, I know you guys are at the facility. You guys, Tori, you missed it. This is a huge facility. How big is this facility, guys? You said 40,000 feet?
40,000 square feet.
40,000.
Wow.
And where is the facility that you guys coach at? Where is this at?
This is in Dearborn Heights, Michigan.
Okay. Dearborn Heights.
Okay.
So,
Dearborn Heights, Michigan.
Sorry, I'm going to fill you in on it.
Please, please.
Me and Orlando go back to elementary school, to Holy Trinity, St. Vincent's, and then he went to Holy Redeemer, and I went to
Okay.
pretty much all his life. Coach Rick is an ESL teacher for the Northville School District, and then Orlando he works for Ford. He's been there for some years. How long did you say? 27 years?
27, man.
27
Wow.
years. You're ready for
That's impressive too.
retirement?
Hey, man, that's the plan, right? I'm setting up this baseball thing, so in retirement, I can do something I love, you know?
There you go. There you go. That's the goal.
I know your daughter is about maybe a year older than mine. I think maybe 19. Do you have a son? Any of them have kids or no?
My oldest son does. Yeah.
Okay. So you are officially a grandpa. Okay, I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Aww.
So, is any of your kids playing baseball or no?
Nope, none of them.
My son.
Your son. That was my next question, Rick. How many kids do you have? Any grandkids?
No grandkids. I have 3 kids. My son is 15. He's 14. He's out here right now practicing. My daughter's middle daughter, she's over in Iowa. She's going to school there. She's a gymnast at the school. And my other daughter, the oldest, she's 22, and she is a nurse here in Grand Rapids.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, when I had this conversation with him, Tori, with Orlando yesterday, he said, I'm not trying to get these kids. I believe he said he coaches 8 to 18. I think that's what you were saying, correct?
No, we actually coach we coach under a DBAC umbrella. So we're in the DBAC organization. The facility we're in is Elite Sports, and then and the owner of the facility is also the owner of the of the DBAC organization. So he's kind enough to let me have a couple teams under mine and Rick's umbrella. So under our umbrella, there's a 13U, a 14U, and a 15U team. Me and Rick personally coach the 15U team. Now, in the organization, there's probably about 27 teams. But me and Rick, we control those 3 teams under our umbrella.
Okay, but you guys are coach, but I'm saying the age groups are from 8 to 18. I think
but the age group, you'll have from 8 years and under all the way to 18U here, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And what really got me yesterday when I was talking to him off air was he said, you know what? I'm not trying to get these kids to MLB. I'm trying to get these guys to college, to get them some life skills, like get them to go through college and get them a scholarship. He said, the biggest difference is someone that tries to enter school If you got good grades, that's one thing. But if you got good grades and you're an athlete, that's a different thing, because then you have a bigger opportunity. And I think he said I think you said that you coached a couple guys that one's a doctor, and I'm like, that's great. Like he's like, I graduated, I'm a doctor now. You know
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy says me, so he graduates, he's a doctor, sends me this, he sends me this, all these pictures and everything. Then about 6 years, 5 to 6 years later, he sends me more. I graduated again. I said, man, I thought you were a doctor 6 years ago. Well, this guy's literally a brain surgeon.
Oh, wow.
Had him coach them when he was 13, 14. Then the other day, I have another kid, he's a fireman in Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's like, so, you're hoping baseball can give these guys, experience, the schooling, you can't take that away. And, Rick could tell you, because, he's a teacher, but it's like, you can blow your arm out, you can blow your knee out. So don't put all your eggs in that one MLB basket. So if I can get you educated, and then you can have long, successful careers, and, and there's something that, through education, nobody can take away education from you. If you put all your eggs in, the athletic realm, and God forbid your knee blows out or something happens, then what do you got? So I'm trying to give you something that nobody can take away from you,
And
that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
That reminds me, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know I know you watch baseball. I don't know how much of you're a basketball fan or a college fan, but you remind me when you were talking and you were saying, look, education. We were talking about that. It reminded me of Coach Thompson from Georgetown. He is passed now, but he was a Georgetown coach, and he would mentor these guys, and he would tell them, the NBA is one thing. You can go to the NBA, but you could get hurt. You might, you have outside things like gangs that you would tell me. They have all these outside distractions. But let me get you your education, and nobody can take that away from you. So I think that's awesome that you're doing that, because you're saying, you know what? The MLB, it's there. I don't know if I could get you there, but I'm going to get you an education, and I'm going to groom you to get you these life skills. They're going to help you deal with life. So to me, that is awesome that you're doing that, and you're taking that type, because there's guys that, definitely being in from baseball to football, there's people that take advantage of people, right? Players' coattails just to get them big contracts, and all they're worried about is money. And there's people that are constantly taking advantage of athletes all day. And you're saying, you know what, let's get them educated. Let's get them those life skills so they can become fucking brain surgeons. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's awesome. So, Rick, tell me, I know we didn't get to talk to you much off air. So tell me what's your mission? Because like I said, I think I heard Orlando's mission, how to get these guys. Do you feel kind of the same way? Look, especially you being a teacher for 20 years, do you feel that type of background? Like, hey, you know what? Let's get these guys educated. Baseball is a second thing, but if we could teach them, life skills on the field, then it's going to translate it to real life.
That's exactly how I feel. We do want, our goal is to get them into college. Let's get these kids educated, get them set up for life. But on our journey there, we want to make sure that we're building good young men or young ladies, because we train both boys and girls. We want to make sure that they're respectful. They know how to act. They know how to transition between different communities, not just, I'm from the neighborhood and this is the way I act. No, we want to set you up so that you're able to transition into the community and be part of this society.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're teaching them so much more. My son played sports until he went off to college, and he played some sports in college as well, kind of transitioned into some other things. But the amount of things that the coach teaches our children on the field, they can't get anywhere else. It goes way beyond throwing a ball. It goes way beyond any of that. So I commend you both for doing such an amazing job of what you're doing for these children, because you really are building our men and women of America. People don't really realize how important a coach's job is, but you know, that just that unity alone, it's a feeling like no other. It really is. So I commend you both. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because, you know, the way I look at it, being a teacher, you guys are giving us a responsibility of taking care of your children during the day and educating them. Now, going into baseball, I have your kids for another, you know, 8 hours a week. And then when it comes summer and we're traveling to all these different states to compete, I mean, I'm with you guys another, you know, all week, another 20
sometimes
hours.
more than the parents.
Another 20 hours a week. So yeah, we are a big part of their lives, and we just want to make a good impact on it.
That's
What's cool is that we're pretty blessed, because like with the ownership, you know, saying of the organization that we're part of, you know, because like the owner of our organization, his name's Mike Mackey, and he holds a high standard, you know, so it's like you just don't come in here and coach, and he'll hold you to a standard. I mean, so we're reviewed all the time, and how we're doing, how the kids are doing. I mean, I respect them. I respect them a great deal for doing that. You know, it's not like, you know, oh, you want to coach? Oh, you got a few kids, come on in here. It's not the way it works. You know, he does some vetting, and he'll follow up, and, you know, and our ownership here, you know what I'm saying, and these facilities are all provided, you know what I'm saying, by him, and, you know, the opportunity he gives us for us to be able to pass it down is great. Because I've done this, you know, where I didn't have the resources I have now, and I couldn't reach nowhere near the amount of people I can reach now.
Right. Yeah. If you don't have the resources for yourself and these children, there's a lot of roadblocks. And I commend those coaches that don't have those resources, because they still keep trying. And that's a good coach, right? I've seen so many coaches who say, I don't have the resources, and they use their own, and they just keep going and they keep going. And, you know, and then you see the ugly ones where you're like, this coach is trying to take advantage of these kids, or they're taking kickbacks, or they're just looking for the clout, right?
Man, and, you're exactly right.
Man, my son was MVP for his Catholic school in Michigan, and then he went off to a Catholic college as well. And I didn't know about the politics in it until I got in it, right? And you see the good from the bad, and man, do we appreciate the good so much. So you guys, thanks for being on the right side. It's amazing.
So Orlando was telling me yesterday, and you know, I played baseball as a child. You know, I was a hockey guy. I played hockey all my life. I even played semi-pro for the LA Kings. But when he's telling me that they have this technology now, you know, if you're throwing the ball right and giving you an simulation of you being in a stadium, that's phenomenal, because I'm really curious if they have that technology for the, you know, for the NHL or for hockey. But he was telling me that, like, they'll tell you how fast your ball is throwing, right? They always had that. But if you could describe what you were telling me yesterday, and I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, it really helps a player better his game.
Yeah, so now you got different technology. I mean, like, you know, Coach Rick does a lot of pitching lessons, and you know, he does a lot of the pitching instruction for our guys, and you got everything out there from balls with chips in them that you know, you're pitching these balls, and you're actually on a tablet getting the data of how much spin rate there is on the ball, how much drop that ball had. I mean, you know, there's these systems called Hit Tracks where you can actually go ahead and you can actually put all your profile in it, and you can pick a stadium. It'll adjust the stadium size for your age. So if you're an 8U or 10U, it'll make Comerica Park, you know what I'm saying, the dimensions for an 8U or 10U. And you're actually looking on the screen, and you're actually seeing where that ball would have landed, where it, you know, and it's telling you everything, your exit velocity, all the tools that you need, you know what I'm saying, that you look at. You know, some of it you might look at kind of gimmicky because you didn't have it before. But at the same time, when kids are having fun and looking at some of that stuff, you know, us as coaches, we're pulling out numbers that they might not even be paying attention to because they're having a good time. But at the same time, we're pulling numbers out of there to create custom lesson plans to help them out. I mean, Rick can talk a little bit about the pitching stuff. I mean, he uses it a lot more than I do.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible, because I know that that type of technology, it didn't exist 20 years ago. So to have that type of stuff to better a kid's game, and eventually, I can imagine what they have for professionals.
Wow. Yeah.
So that is.
I'll tell you what that helps you with. I'm gonna, not only that, it's like you just nailed it when you said it. Since things are evolving, like you just nailed it when you said, I can't imagine the professional. So if our level, if we're using this at our level, then when you go to college, there's college bullpen sessions when a guy's pitching, where there might be 20 different cameras on him, just getting all these different angles and all this stuff. So during film study, they can go over it. But so if you're comfortable around that from a young age, when you're not like caught in these bright lights whenever you do get to that level, because it's just the way the game is gone now, so, you get a kid who's never been around none of that, you can be very successful without any of that. Don't get me wrong. You can be real successful without any of it. And some of it doesn't work. So it's not all of it works good. Some of it does. So I'm not promoting all of it, but the ones that do work, it does help you, because when you get to a college campus, you got all these TrackMan, hit track, you got all this different, these different items that are going to help you with that. And at least you're not shocked whenever you see it all. It's just getting like the same way you get comfortable playing in front of a lot of people. That's the same way you get comfortable practicing with a lot of equipment around you.
Yeah, they're not a deer caught in headlights when they get there. And they're not in this, they're acclimated already. They're like, yeah, this is no big deal. I've already got this. The statistics and all that is incredible. I mean, do you guys use that for their recruiting videos and all that too, and their statistics? How does that play into that? That's awesome.
Well, there's a lot of platforms out there where you input this data. So there's a lot of recruiting platforms where, where data from here can be sent and it's part of your profile. So it's like if I'm sending, Tori's recruiting me and I'm sending you my profile, I'm sending you a profile, and you're going to see everything. You're going to see my videos, how much break there was on a ball, what my off speed is versus my fast. You're going to see all the information, and then you make up your decision if it was enough for me to come in and see you or not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess there's no more spitting on the ball then, right? No more putting
Yeah, you'll definitely see it.
If you want to get that spin on that ball.
You should get that little extra pine tar on there, huh?
Right.
Question for you, Rick. So I know I talked to Orlando, and I know he told me a story about an MLB guy that was drafted last year. So have you had that type of success? I know you guys coach kind of the same kids. Can you tell me a story that you got a guy that was drafted by the MLB, or did you get him to that level yet? Or the first time I went through coaching, a friend of mine brought me in, wanted me to help him out. That group is now about 22, 23, and there's a couple of them that have gotten drafted. A lot of them are in college last year. Some of them opted because of COVID. Some of them opted for their fifth year. So I do have some kids that are in college. The second group that I had are just starting to graduate right now. I'm happy to say that I've been blessed to have some of those kids are going to college, and they use baseball to get them there. So I'm really happy about that.
That's
I
awesome.
love seeing them. Can't wait. Some guys are at Ball State, Grand Valley, Georgetown. So it's just great. And I'm not the only coach that they had. I was lucky enough to coach them and help them along on their journey. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I love hearing the congratulations, coach. You got that kid there.
You are glowing right now. You're glowing right now. Like, you both are glowing when you talk about this. And I absolutely love it. I think that's just incredible, the love that you guys have for these children.
I know you guys,
and these young men and women. Incredible.
Baseball, do you guys help them fill out the entrance exam to college? Of course, they got to do their own due diligence, but do you guys help them through that process as well, or no?
Well, you kind of guide them through, like with their videos and the recruitment videos. And like right now, we're working on this. We're working on this huge platform where it kind of simplifies everything, and it's got all these drop downs, and you can actually apply to like, 20 different colleges with one push of a button. So it's like, it's a real big platform. So you can upload all your videos, all your data, all your information there, and you can actually see who's viewed it, what colleges have viewed it, how many times they viewed it. So even that's starting to evolve too, you know what I mean? So that way you can apply to 200 schools in a matter of 5 minutes, So all
That's
that kind of stuff is evolving. It's also evolving too. So I mean, you got to stay up with it as much as you can. I'm an old school coach, man. I started coaching with, you remember Ismail Ledesma?
Yeah.
Coach Ish? Well, I actually started with him 19 years ago. So it's like we didn't have anything, man. It was the sound of the ball off the bat, guessing how fast they were throwing. Oh man, that one popped the mitt kind of good. We didn't have any of that stuff. So I mean, and you could be successful without it, but you got to evolve. I mean, it's the way the game's going.
Right. So I know he talked about it, and I'll let you talk about it. So Orlando had, I believe you said you recruited somebody from Puerto Rico. I guess you guys got the D-backs has a huge name in Puerto Rico. You brought a guy up. If you could tell that story a little bit.
Yeah. So the same guy that ended up being drafted by the Oakland A's for pitching. I mean, like I said, our ownership has a good program. There was another guy who actually found him, who works with us, helping us find players in different areas and different countries and different places. And he actually found him. And after I talked to him, he wasn't even sure if he was going to keep playing or, how much, love was there still for the game. I told him, come to Michigan. And people were like, come to Michigan. Puerto Rico's where all the baseball players are. Where am I going to Michigan? So I said, man, trust me, come out here. Got good ownership, good program. He came out here, worked them out. He played on our owner's elite national travel team, which, every kid on that team was a college prospect. So he played on that team, got him in front of a lot of the right people. There was a lot of scouts coming out. We done a lot of behind the scenes work, and, he was blessed enough to go ahead and get drafted, but took a kid that, was somewhere in the island. They didn't know if he was really going to, stick it out. And now he's sending me pictures from Oakland training all the time. So.
That's so awesome. It's got to be a good feeling. It really does.
Yeah. Oh no, it's phenomenal.
That's great.
So some of the obstacles that you're talking about, do you deal with that as much? Because I know he said sometimes he's coached guys that were phenomenal talented, right? But they get those obstacles getting away, a girlfriend, whatever the neighborhood, whatever the case is. Are you dealing with much of that now, or was that more of a past thing that you were dealing with? That those obstacles. I know, Coach Rick, you from the neighborhood. Those got to be sometimes huge obstacles with teenagers because you got a guy. I got to be honest with you. The girl, you're 15. Your girlfriend, she's gonna have a lot of influence on you, or your boys, or whatever. How do you deal with that type of obstacles? Past to now.
Go ahead, Rick. I'll let you take this one, man, because that was
this is a tough one, man.
Ooh-wee.
This is a tough one. Those obstacles.
I'm hard-headed.
Those obstacles are going to get there. You got your friendships. I have my son right now. He wants to go hang right after practice. He's already got the day planned out. I'm going to go home, get some food, get in the shower. I'm going to go out with my friends and see you guys later. And then you already have some of these young men, that have their girlfriends and everything, and they're part of their lives. I mean, we see them out there at the field with the kids, so we know that they're there. We just try to guide them. And, if they need any help, ask questions, just let us know, and we'll try to help you out as much as we can.
What helps with that a lot, though, is when you bring back. So we've coached hundreds of kids, right? And matter of fact, we both got the same amount of years coaching too. We're both at 19, right? So between us, it's, that's 38 years. So you're sitting here coaching kids. So what helps with that is bringing kids back. Not only your success stories, but your stories of the I wish I would have listened. Right? Those are just as important as the success stories. Because when those guys come back and they say, hey, I didn't listen to this part of Coach O. I didn't listen to this. No, I wish I could have had this time back. I messed up my arm, or I done this and that. I'm working somewhere I really didn't want to work at. And So the guys that, you know what I'm saying, the stories that aren't success stories, those help your program out just as much as a success story. And I love it when those guys always come back to the program and they always want to come help. All our college guys, they always want to come back and help us and pitch in. And, you know, but those stories help because it's an eye opener. You got a guy right in front of you that had all the opportunity and probably twice as much talent as you. And he's doing some odd job that he doesn't like because he wasted that opportunity. So bringing them guys back to talk to our current guys, that helps a great deal. Because you can only say it so often, you know what I'm saying? And all right, Kurt, let me give you an example. Guy a lot younger, tell him your story. So that helps a great deal there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's got to be an eye-opener for them.
I know I had that conversation that you were trying to get some bats. Did you want to show that bat, or is that somewhere else podcast that you had to show?
No, man, I haven't closed that deal down, man. I'm not showing nothing, man. I haven't closed that deal down, man.
So it ain't unlocked yet.
I got to close that deal down, man. I have the bat right here.
He said right here.
Here you go. I'm using this bat all day, every day.
Right. You're holding it. You're stretching.
Yep. Hey, man, next time I come on, I'll have my computer. I'll have a drink here. This is what I drink. This is the bat we're using. And here's all the technology I'm using.
I hear that. Hold it proud.
Yeah.
Get him off air, and he's like, you know what, man? Because I asked him for a couple months. I'm like, hey, you know, I love what you're doing with the kids. Come on the show. You don't know, you know, I've never done this, and you know, or whatever. He says once he posted the flyer, now he's got everybody asking him, will you come to my big pub podcast?
Yeah, we got there's 5 other podcasts now that there was you want to
do it.
Yeah, just because of this one.
Yeah, that's just pre-promotion for them bats too. So yeah, definitely do it.
You might get a plethora of sponsors from different organizations.
That's it. I won't mind sitting at this table looking like a NASCAR driver, man. If you know what I'm saying, the price is right, man. I'm there, man.
You're doing it good. You guys are doing it good. You're doing well.
So I got to ask you, and I don't mean to dive down this rabbit hole, but I am notorious for going down rabbit holes. But during COVID 2020, we talked about it on the show. They said how important is sports to children, to teenagers, adolescents, to, young adults, and because it gives them an outlet, right? It helps them express how they feel, that it helps them deal with life. How damaging did you see when we were in the height of COVID? Did it hurt that that it hurt certain kids that you were teaching because you couldn't practice with them, or you couldn't get that lesson in? How damaging was that? Because I think we were in the height of COVID 2020, there were so many kids that were committing suicide because they couldn't play sports. And you don't know how important sports are to kids. So,
or what's going on in their home that they can't get away from.
Yeah, and you're taking a lot of people away from them that they're used to talking to, right? Because you might be one player and you play for, your high school coach, you play for your travel ball coach, and you got a trainer or two. So let's say that's 4 confidants that, certain people have for conversations they can't necessarily or not feel comfortable having with parents or other counselors or stuff like that. So I can't even tell you the amount of things that I talk about in different sessions when we're on one-on-one sessions that has zero to do with athletics. But these kids like to hear your opinions on things and what do you think? How do I handle this? I mean, I'll go today. Today I'll leave here and I'm training till 8 o'clock at night, and I'll hear stories all day long. And a lot of them don't have nothing to do with, with sports. So, so their mental health took a big hit, on a lot of kids through that time, because you took away a lot of resources from them, not just the sport and the exercise, but just the mental release of being able to talk, to other people they were comfortable with talking with,
they trusted,
I mean, Rick probably sees it a lot more because he sees so many kids at school and outside.
Yeah, it is important to get that socialization for those kids. And even, like you said, when we were at the beginning of COVID, right in the middle of it, when things were still open here in Michigan, we even did things. We adjusted. We had our team. We broke it up into two. So maybe we couldn't practice for our 2 hours that day. We'd bring in, 4 or 5 kids 1 hour, and then 4 or 5 kids another hours, just so that they could have something to do, and just want to make sure that they had an outlet. It's hard staying at home. This year, when they shut down the schools for a little, they didn't shut down the schools, but when we were off a couple days because of some tragedy that happened here in Michigan, one of our coaches opened up the facility and had the kids come in, and they were just there. They zoomed in on their class, and they ended up getting some swings in and some infield, just to keep them busy. It was a small group, but at least we did something for a group.
Yeah, that is so amazing. People don't realize that kids, they need this outlet for their mental health as well. We always focus mental health on adults, and then when there is a tragedy that happens at school, they want to blame the parents and how do people miss this? But sports is a huge outlet. You coaches are like therapists at some point, because like you said, there's a lot of things that happen on that field that you talk about that have nothing to do with football directly or baseball directly, but so indirectly that it helps them throughout the rest of their day and their life. So yeah, you guys are like therapists at some point. For sure.
We need it too. We need that.
Absolutely. Isn't that funny how we, when you're not around the kids, you're like, man, I need these kids. I really miss them. I get it.
I got he that checked in Orlando. He said he remembers when Coach Orlando played his first baseball game at St. Vincent's. Do you remember your game?
Man, I don't remember my very first game good, but I remember that it was green and yellow, man. I remember playing for Coach T. So, I had a lot of good teammates, that I still interact with all the time, man. Yes, I remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I just saw a comment and it said, yes, my kids will listen to the coaches and trainers before they listen to me first. Man.
It's funny. I train with our current organization, but, I also, train a few kids from other organizations, and I, train softball girls and that. And it's funny. So I told them as of January 1st, I told them, I said, remember, I said, you can't train with me if your grades don't make you eligible to play. Because I got this saying that I always tell the kids, stars on the bench don't shine. So you could be a star, but if you can't get on the field, you don't shine. So stars on the bench don't shine. So I tell them all the time, I said, now my new thing is I'm not just there, I'm making money off of training or anything. If you don't got the grades, then, don't come by. So it's like some parents will tell you, be like, that helped out because, he likes to train so much, or she likes to train so much that she was like, man, I got to get my grades up. So, yeah, it's funny because I'll have kids like, they all got access to me. So I got kids, they'll be texting me screenshots of their progress report, screenshots of their report card. So it's like, you're surprised. All the stuff I get. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Rick, I know you said you're an ESL teacher. Do you guys do you guys have international players that you guys are a part of this organization? Because I know over in Japan, baseball has become a huge phenomenon. Any of that kind of stuff going on, or is it mostly from the Latino countries?
We have, I'd say a lot of them are Native Americans, but we do have some students, some kids that do come from other countries. And I know one of the big teams, one of the first teams that kind of put the D-backs on the map was they had a tryout, and they had kids from international come in and try out for the team. Orlando knows a little bit more about that team.
Yeah, it was funny. That's the owner's personal team, and we put it out, and I knew it was big because we had the tryout, and I seen the line of kids that were coming, and it was kids from Puerto Rico, kids from Mexico, and then I knew something big was happening when I was sitting at the signing table. And there was this guy talking into this box, like a translation type box. I never even seen this. He's like talking into this box, and it was just translating what he was saying in English. And then his jersey said Thailand. And I was like, there's no way. That's got to be a souvenir. And when his parents came to sign in, the kid traveled from Thailand to come here to try out for the D-back team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was talking into some box, man. It's like, I mean, their technology was just somewhere else. He's talking into this box, and it's coming out like a robot talking in English.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, man, this guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's a testament to, like I said, I can't give enough credit. That's a testament to our ownership here with the D-backs and, you know, and the kind of things they put on and, you know, what they provide. I mean, it's just, I mean, and there's a lot of different open camps that he does. So, I mean, Rick just put on a free infield clinic, and, you know, we try to give back to the community as much as we can too. So, I mean, anybody reaches out to us, hey, can you come out and, you know, do something for free for us at a different area of the inner city, wherever, man, we're always willing to do that too.
All right, so let's talk about
shout out to that kid's parents from Thailand, though. Okay, I'm gonna shout them out real quick, because damn.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, man. Yeah, I said, you realize this trial's gonna be like 2 hours? I can't even imagine the flight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, all of that for 2 hours in here, man. I said, man, D-backs left an impression somewhere on somebody.
I know some parents won't even take their kids to the mall, let alone. Well, shit. That's give it to them.
Facilities. Where is this located at? Is there a set fee? I know you guys probably, you know, I don't know how the fee schedule works. How much does it cost? And all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, there's ranges, man. I mean, to get it, like for playing here, there's ranges, because I mean, you go from, you know, you got to understand, you're going to get an itemized list of what you get with each particular team. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's baseball levels for everybody, right? I mean, you know, like ours, mine and Rick's are a little bit higher, and you know, but that doesn't mean there's not baseball or softball for, you know what I'm saying, for other skill sets too. You know, so it all depends on how far you're traveling. Like our guys travel a lot, you know what I'm saying? So that's in your cost. So, you know, I mean, you can go anywhere from, you know, you can go from playing for a team for $800-900 a year up to a team that's, you know, $35,000-$4,000, you know what I'm saying, a year. You know, it all depends on what you're looking for and what your package details, you know what I mean? So if you got 50 practices and you're traveling all over the country, you're barely locally, that's going to be a little bit higher. And then, you know, you got teams that, you know what I'm saying, they you know what I'm saying, they're doing it for a different type of entertainment, and, you know, they play all local schedule. Obviously, that's going to be a lot cheaper, but your price ranges per organization are different. You know, different organizations provide different stuff. I mean, it's a wide range, man. To narrow that down is really tough. It's a wide range.
So someone that has like a skill set that you're like, hey, this guy has phenomenal skills, and he can't afford something like that. Is there programs that help them pay for some of this stuff? Yeah,
I mean, you know, good players with phenomenal skill sets, they you know what I'm saying? I mean, they always find a home. I mean, it's not even just with us. There's a lot of good trainers out here. There's a lot of really good organizations in the Midwest, not just D-backs. I mean, I work with a lot of different organizations. I work with a lot of trainers from different organizations, and, you know, it's a fraternity, right? You know, and you know, for the most part, we all try to get along, and, you know, you're kind of competing for the same guys. So, you know, you got to so you take that guy that you're mentioning with that good skill set, and you put him in a pool of a bunch of different organizations looking for that skill set, he's going to find a home. It's going to get worked out. I'll just put it that way.
It's going to get worked out.
So there's going to be somebody that's going to sponsor him personally, or something's going to happen. I mean, but he's going to find a home. I mean, that's just the that's the realness of the situation. I mean, he'll find a spot. Coaches are coaches, man. A lot of coaches coaches are coaches. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, you know, you're in it for different reasons, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, like I say, you know, like our teams, I mean, you could load up a team, play a schedule where you know you're going to compete and probably win, or you can load up a schedule that challenges the kids and teaches them some different lessons and gets them ready for high school. And, you know, like my personal trophies aren't all the rings and banners we get. My personal trophies are if your high school coach gives me a call and says, hey, man, there's nothing I throw at this kid that he hasn't already done. You know what I'm saying? As far as practicing.
Right.
Those are our trophies, mine and Rick's. I mean, and then there's different guys. I mean, I'm not saying the other way is bad, but there's other guys that just load up their schedule like, man, we're going to go chase these rings, you know?
You know, one thing that I'd like to add is when you talk about these different organizations, when Coach O and I start talking about having a team. Our first team, we knew we were starting late. It's a 14U team that we started, and we started late in the game. So when we went out there, we weren't trying to get those kids that are the superstars. We're looking for kids that were willing to work, are athletic, had a great work ethic, and then we ended up doing well. We put the faith into our training and made sure that the kids had enough opportunities. One of the things that we talked about at the very beginning was, baseball usually has 2 practices a week. We wanted to give these kids more of an opportunity to practice every week, offer open sessions, get them as much practice as we can with the ownership of the D-backs, being right there with us in our ideas. It gave us extra time to practice with these kids, and these kids ended up developing well. So that's one of the things that we really enjoyed about this. We didn't have those big kids that were the best in this neighborhood or best in Michigan. We went out there and competed with kids that wanted to learn and had a good work ethic.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, where is this facility located? I know you said Dearborn Heights. Are you able to get the address out? I don't know if you are or not.
Probably could. I don't know it off the top of my head, but yeah. Rick could probably Rick. Why don't you get up and go ahead and show him a little bit?
On the facility.
What area? Yeah.
I'll walk them out there. I'll walk out there so you guys can see it.
Awesome.
You guys can keep on talking, and then I'll.
It's 40,000 square feet. I believe you said it was in Dearborn Heights.
Yeah. It's actually we got fields right outside of the facility too. So you got indoor, outdoor fields are all lit outside, lighted fields.
No, it's too cold to play outside.
So it's like a little our own D-back complex right here. It's our own D-back complex right here, and right here in the middle of the city.
Wow.
Was that Mike back there?
No, I didn't see him.
Okay.
He might be in here somewhere.
Mike Mackey's the owner of Elite Sports, which is the building, and he's also the owner.
Ooh, look
of
at that field, man! That is pretty.
These are our young kids here. They're practicing over here, and then this is Orlando and I and our team, the 15U practicing along with the 13U here, just giving the kids a bunch of reps.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Man, that's a nice facility.
Kids getting a lot of work, and the parents here to support.
Love it. Love it. Hey, parents.
Say hi.
Yeah, I actually even got one of my buddies used to be a regional manager at a Foot Locker, and then he ended up going to work for East Bay, and he's an executive there, and he's always looked out for my team. So it's he's one of my main sponsors for for a couple of my teams, and he sent the kids out. He was, how many teams you got? I sent them a size chart of 3 different teams, and he sent all the kids turf shoes for playing.
Aww, that's awesome.
So you got good sponsors out there that are always trying to give help the kids out.
That's great. And that's so motivational for the kids too, to see that put it into them. Because, like I said, like you said, there's organizations that don't have as much support, and sometimes it's trying on the motivation for these, for the coaches and the kids. So that's nice to get that little reward, just to feel like, what, I'm doing the right thing, and I want to keep pushing and keep pushing harder and never give up. So that's awesome. Wow, that place it's incredible. It's beautiful.
That is really, really nice, man. That is so.
And here we have some future D-backs, the little guys.
Hey guys, future champs.
The little guy, I trained that little guy there, man. He's only 8 years old, and he's only 8 years old. He comes in for an hour session out on his own every week.
Those are the ones to watch out for. They're gonna be your beast when he gets old enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
So I'm gonna ask you guys a question about MLB. The lockout is coming. Are you worried as a fan that this lockout is going to stay? Because I know this is a huge topic. And
that's awesome.
No, there's too much money involved, man. These guys will push it to the very end. but there's too much money involved. I mean, my personal opinion, I think it all gets worked out. You get to a point where owners lose, especially right now, because we got to remember a lot of these guys are owners owners right now. In my personal opinion, you don't have as much leverage as what you think, because you just finished, say empty stadiums, for, last couple, with this COVID, you got to make up your money somewhere, right? So it's like, I just don't see you, holding out a lot longer when so much money is involved. They've already took big hits and losses playing in empty stadiums,
Very true. Very true.
I mean, that's just my opinion on it.
No, I agree. It'd be stupid of them to hold out. They've already took such a hit already.
Yep.
What is your thoughts on the MLB lockup coming up?
I'm sorry.
What you think, Rick?
I said, what is your thoughts on the MLB lockout coming up?
Man, I remember there was a lockout back in, when was it, man? Back in, yeah.
I think it's 92.
And I mean, yep. I mean, I'd hate to see a lockout. I lost a little bit of interest, all the politics there. And I wouldn't want to see that again. I don't want anybody else to go through that type of situation. Players, fans. I want to see the game. Let's just keep going, man.
So I know they talk about different things, how to speed up the game. Do you like the new rules that they did in the MLB with the 7 inning and all that good stuff? Is that something that you guys like about the game? Shorten the game? You think the game? I think that's the hugest topic. People think the game is too long. 9 innings is too long. You think that is too long in that MLB professional level?
Slow and long are two different things, right? So to me, I think I wouldn't go to 7 innings. I think I keep the game. I think I keep the game at the 9 innings. You just got to continue to find ways to speed the game up through those 9 innings. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you go, I think it's too much if you go after it from both sides. I'm going to shorten the game and speed it up. I think that's too much, to my personal opinion. I think if you leave it 9 innings, but try to find things where you speed the game along, I think that works better for the game than try to attack it from both sides. Oh, we're going to cut a couple innings off, and shit, we're going to, on top of that, we're going to speed it up too. I think then it starts getting a little gimmicky, you know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to just rush it through. Plus, you got to remember, shorter, you never want shorter, right? Because nowadays you got more pitching because you need more pitching because you need 7th inning guys, 8th inning guys. So you shorten the game too much, you're taking away a couple of jobs too.
Very true.
Don't need as many pitchers now,
So you hit something that I don't like. It, personally, my personal opinion, that I don't like in the professional level. I remember when your starter would pitch 8 innings. You know what I mean? Now you got a guy that's going 4 or 5. 100 pitches is, if you're going over 100 pitches, it's too much. So your thoughts on that, because it feels like they are taking away from your starter. That they're pulling him at 5 innings because they don't want him to go over those 100 pitches. I mean, what's your guys' thoughts on that? I like to see a guy pitch 8 innings, but they don't do it no more because they don't want to blow the guy's arm out or whatever the case may be.
Well, now you pay 5 times the amount of money you paid back. The era you're talking about, them 100 inning pitches, them 100 pitches guys all the time, and that era of baseball, you know what I'm saying? And now the new era of baseball, the guy gets paid 5 to 10 times more money than that. So they're going to put less mileage on his arm. You know what I mean? That's just how it's going to be. I mean, nowadays, I get aggravated too, because sometimes I see a guy rolling and it's like, then, and that slows the game down too, right? Because you change 5 pitchers 5 different times. Now you're waiting for different guys to warm up and all that. That's why the game was a little bit faster back then. It just, the pace was better. So that's why I say change the pace, not the length of the game. But yeah, no, them guys now, man, Drake, them guys are making $100 million. You only got to get through 4 innings. 4 or 5 innings, man. That's it, man.
That's
4 or 5
it.
innings every 5 days. That's good money.
Payday.
Yeah, I pitch one.
And then you got the relievers that only got to pitch 1 inning.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's where it's really got crazier. It's like when you go from like not to me, it's crazier now when you got the guy who. You go out and pick this guy for 1 inning, man. I mean, this guy's job is 1 inning, man. So if you can get 3 guys out every other day that you're in there or something, and the amount of money you're making, that's insane.
That's nice.
So
yeah, it's great if you can get it.
That's nice.
Why they're doing this, and it's of course, sports are constantly evolving. You think the big reason why they did that is because of lengthened pitchers' career, that these guys are not getting Tommy John arms and stuff like that. I think that was the purpose. Or you think that players are like, you know what, you got to pay me fucking a lot of money for less innings? You think that was more the issue, or what was the reason why pitchers are only pitching so many innings at this point?
And I don't know, man. I think it just you want to win games, and it's just the way the situation is going now, where a guy has to pitch his 5 innings, then you got somebody to come in for that middle relief for 1 inning, and then another guy comes in at the setup man, and then their closer that they're paying big bucks to, he's got to close out the game. I just think it's the way it's going,
And you got to remember too. Now think about this too. Like the era that you were talking about. When you go to that era, look at the velocity on pitches thrown then versus the velocity of what people are working with now. You know what I mean? Now everybody's 95, 96, 100. You know what I mean? There's a lot, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's like to keep that velocity up, you know what I'm saying? The guy goes in there, pitches 4 innings, 5 innings, he starts dipping down in the 93, 94. Well, here comes another reliever, 98, 99, 100, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
he needs a rest.
The speed that they throw it now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot different too.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys last 2 questions, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Pete Rose, does he belong in a Hall of Fame or not?
It's a good one. I think he does.
And we lost. I think we lost.
Yeah, I believe he does. The Hall of Fame. I'll tell you a quick thought on it, man. The Hall of Fame for younger kids, since I deal with so many younger kids, the Hall of Fame is going to get like, who's going to want to go to the Hall of Fame? As far as to go view it and see your baseball history. Because what happens is like between steroids and all the big names they knew, the Barry Bonds, the Mark McGuires, all the names that there's a certain generation that grew up on, all of your guys are not getting in. So it's like all them guys that, a certain generation was, kept watching over the years. A lot of them guys are going to get in. So to me, long term, later on, there's going to be a big gap in the Hall of Fame. And that gap is going to cost them a lot of fans, because a lot of people are like, why am I going to go there? You can only go to the Hall of Fame to see Babe Ruth and those older players for so long. Sooner or later, you know what I'm saying, people want to see that people that they relate to in there. And I think there's going to be a big gap of players missing.
All right. So my next question is my last final question. Does Barry Bonds on his home run record, does it need to have an asterisk next to it?
Man, that's a good one, man. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. You stumped me on that one, probably, because you got a lot of these guys were proven. A lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't proven. I mean, he's never been suspended for that. I mean, so it's a little bit different with him, even though it's pretty blatantly obvious, you know what I'm saying, that something was going on. I don't really believe in these asterisks and any of these things, because if you get in, you get in. I mean, I don't believe putting an asterisk on there. Just tell the story, you know what I mean? But, as far as an asterisk, I don't know.
The conversation that I always have is, steroids can make you hit the ball farther, but you still have to have that natural talent, correct? So you should still got to be able to hit the ball.
I'll put it this way. You could take any baseball player and put him on a basketball court. Even if he's not a basketball player, he might not look ridiculous, right? You know, you put them, you take a baseball player, you put him on a football field. He might not be as strong as everybody else, but he might not look as silly. You know, you take any guy from any one of those sports, put him in a batter's box, and throw a baseball 100 miles an hour, and let's see how they look. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do. So it doesn't matter how big your muscles are, man. If you're throwing at me 100 miles an hour, you know what I'm saying? Some hand-eye coordination, some serious hand-eye coordination is involved.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
I think that's all I got for you. I see Rick in the back. I'm sorry we lost you, bro. This is for does Pete Rose belong in the Hall of Fame? You can nod if I can't hear you.
Does Pete Rose belong in the Hall of Fame?
Oh man, the guy could play some ball, man. That's all I gotta say. He could play some ball.
He should be in. He should be in.
Absolutely.
And then does Barry Bonds deserve an asterisk on his home run record?
Does Barry Bonds deserve an asterisk on his home run record? He got some good ones, man.
Oh man. You know what? I don't have an opinion on that. It was a different era. That's all I gotta say. It was a different era, so maybe at that time there was something different there. Maybe now it might be different. People might say that he should be in. I don't know. They can play some ball though.
You got to admit his head was smaller before the steroids.
Oh, big time. That's what I said. It's obviously something was going on there. And then now you see it. It went back to size. I seen a picture of him. Now he does all this bicycling, and I was like, dude, man, it's half the man he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to open that up.
This morning, I want to thank you for everything you do for these kids.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing things. You know, I think coaches don't get enough praises. You know, just like teachers, you guys don't get enough praises. You guys are molding our children and for our future. So these are the children that are going to eventually run the country. You know, when we're old. So how do I find you guys? If I want to get a hold of you guys, how do I find you? I know you can drop the name of the facility one more time. How do I find you on social media? How do I find you? How do I get in touch with you if I want to play some baseball?
Yeah, we got a D-backs Martinez page on Facebook. We got we both got our personal accounts on there. You can contact us through Elite Sports, and if you Google Elite Sports, you'll see our websites on there. They get a hold of us through there if there's anybody, you know, looking to reach out to us. So I mean, we're pretty easy to get a hold of.
I appreciate you guys.
Elite Sports, man. That's where it's at, though.
Elite Sports.
Elite Sports. There it is.
Both of you guys, I appreciate you guys' time. I know you guys are taking time away from the kids. You know, he told me he goes from work to baseball, and that's it. So, hey, man, you're doing big things. I appreciate everything you're doing for these kids. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on. Thank you for having us on, man.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, let us know.
Please do.
To that MOB, let me know, man. That's amazing. I love those stories. Much love, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a happy Saturday. You guys stay safe.
Too,
all right,
thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, right.
What a great bunch of guys.
Yeah,
they're awesome. Man, they really are molding the children of, you know, are the children of America. And it's just, you're right. Teachers, coaches, they just don't get enough credit. So, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. They're amazing. Yeah,
it was an awesome story when he was telling me off air that, you know, the guy's like sending him pictures. Oh, I just graduated from college.
Yeah. I'm a brain surgeon.
No, he said, I'm a doctor. And then a couple years later, he's like, guess what? I'm a brain surgeon now. Like, that's
so awesome.
Amazing. Like, dude, a guy just fucking is a brain surgeon. Like, that's like, you know what I mean?
But it's the truth, though. It's kids that play sports that are molded to be, you know, team players and put forth the effort and never to give up and to continuously push forth in their craft. Statistics show that they end up being more successful in life, in their marriages, in their relationships with others, and their careers. So numbers don't lie. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So I was
He
going to
was
talk.
glowing, by the way. Again, he was glowing when he was talking about it. I thought that was so great because it shows the love that they have.
Yeah, because that's not just that kid's success or that young man. It's his success as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's such something to be so proud of.
Right.
I love it. Love it.
We're going to stay in baseball. I didn't want to ask them that because this was the next thing. So there was a recent suicide by Gene Ramirez. He died by suicide per Examiner. He was a Tampa Bay Rays pitcher. He was only 28. So once again, we talk about that mental health that is so big in sports in your everyday life. So his family, his name was Gene Ramirez. He was a pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. So
young, young.
So young. So the first black openly gay bodybuilder that won Mr. America title died at 82.
Really?
Yeah. I guess he was
82 though. He lived a long life.
Yeah.
But you got to think 82. So when he first joined, that being gay and in sports, that just wasn't accepted. So, man, he's really paved the way. Plus, he was black. You said?
Yeah, he was black.
Wow. He really paved the way for a lot of people ahead of him. So I'm sure the stories he could have told, but 82, it's a long life. So.
Right. Kind of crazy, but 82 years old.
Yeah. Wow.
Get on to the next story. So Novak, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Djokovic, knew that he had COVID. This is the tennis player that has been. He was positive when he took a photo recently in the U.S. Open. So they're having some. They're trying to revoke his visas, but he navigated waters that have gone from warm to boiling. Because the tennis star admitted that he had COVID when he posed for a photo shoot, chatting reporters on the French magazine. So
he knew he had COVID and he still went?
Yeah, and they revoked his visa. So it's been pretty nasty. So
he's endangering people. He's endangering the photographers and the staff and all the crew. Like, was it that important? I don't know.
Howard Stern went on a rant about this guy, kick him out of fucking tennis, and
did he?
Yeah.
Howard's not going to bite his tongue. He never does. So, but think about it. Like, I could get if you didn't know, but you knew. So you're disregarding everyone's safety around you. Right. You're not giving them the choice to be around you if they really want, I could see if he said, hey, I know, and this is what's going on. How many people, he knew he was wrong. That's why he didn't tell anybody. He knew he was wrong. And he's got to face the consequences. You can't endanger people's lives and expect there to not be consequences. I don't care what game you play.
Commercial. Sorry. Getting awesome, terrible feedback.
Thoughts on tennis star Novak Djokovic and his ongoing vaccine controversy.
Yeah, so Novak made headlines after he was denied entry into Australia for the Open tournament due to his unvaccinated status. Being vaccinated is a requirement for non-citizens entering Australia, but CNN reports Novak received a medical exemption from Tennis Australia, allowing him to enter the country without vaccination due to the fact that he recently recovered from the virus.
Now Novak was also spotted in Spain and Serbia in the 2-week period before travel. In documents obtained by CNN, Novak had checked no on a travel declaration when asked if he had traveled in the 14 days prior to his arrival.
Yeah, upon arrival in Australia on January 5th,
I can find it.
Government could
suggesting he can.
It's the Joker.
So.
The Joker. What a
about having had COVID-19. Take a listen.
That's not his name is.
Djokovic.
I don't even.
Djokovic.
Djokovic. The Joker. What a
Anybody else, Howard? You didn't call.
Oh, they do? Do they really? I've never. The first I heard of this guy is that he doesn't want to get his vaccine and he's running around. Nobody's clear what his step. They should throw him right the out of tennis. That's it.
His
Goodbye.
status is that he had COVID at the very beginning of COVID. He got
And who
it.
knows? He could be lying.
No,
He could be
he
lying.
actually did have it and had to sit out some games. And his wife got it as well. But that was a long, long time ago. No one knows his
He's a
status or whether he could be arrested. And he has refused to disclose
he's a
his
You're a fucking douche.
yeah. You should be out of tennis. He doesn't care about anyone else. His statement was, I'm reading about this guy. Private decisions are things that only affect you in your life. You know, where's the statement? Let me see. Getting vaccinated is a private decision. You shouldn't be mandated.
Well, then stay home.
This is different.
That's the whole
That's
point.
right.
You
Stay
don't
away
want
from
a
other
vaccine,
people.
You could infect other people. Stay home because you don't want it.
Private decision. Well, that's true. But don't smoke in my face, nut. What a dummy. Just a big dumb tennis player.
So there it is.
It's true though. He's right. Like, yeah, it's a private choice, but don't fucking endanger me.
Right. Don't endanger me.
I agree. I
So,
agree. Big and dumb.
You just talked about a
He
topic.
took too many balls to the face, right?
Yeah.
Bum.
You talked about a topic that, we haven't talked about because it's been banned forever. When you used to go to restaurants or bars, smoking, and then they would blow smoke in your face, that was so irritating anyways, wasn't it? When
They
he
would
said-
ask you, smoking or none?
Yeah.
Even though you could smell it in the whole restaurant. But just gross. Like, I'm not a smoker. I've never been a cigarette smoker. I've never even picked one up. I couldn't even tell you. I don't like the smell of it. I don't want to touch it. I don't even want a cigarette not lit. The smell on your hands is, I couldn't just imagine by smelling it, somebody next to me. And now you're eating. That, I think that's one of the rudest things that somebody can do, between smoking in your face while you're eating and blowing your nose while you're eating. Those two right there is just, it's disgusting. Have some respect for the person eating their food. It's just a nasty habit. Another thing and I'm sorry if I'm coming for you ladies, but I think a woman who smokes looks 10 times worse than a man who smokes. I think it's just, you could be the hottest woman ever, right? And then as soon as I see you hit the cigarette, I'm like, ew, she's so ugly. It just, I don't know. It's gross. It's a nasty habit.
So trashy.
I'll be driving in a car and I'll see like a hot chick, right? I'm like, oh, she's cute. And there's the cigarette. Fuck, she's not cute anymore. Lost it. I have friends that smoke, and I still love them, and I still think they're pretty, but not when you're smoking. Go ugly smoke over there, and then come back when you're pretty again.
Okay. Yeah.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands, yeah.
And don't put your cigarette butts in my garbage can. You ever have a friend who does that?
This is gross.
It's gross, right? Being a non-smoker, on top of, I don't smoke, like, I smoke some weed, but smoking cigarettes, right? I don't have it in my house. I don't come in my house smelling like it. You're at my home. You're in the backyard. You're doing whatever. You go outside and smoke. And then your cigarette butt, I mean, you can't find a sewer to throw that down, or like put it out and then throw it in the garbage can outside. You come into my house and put it in my kitchen. And every time I open the garbage can, I smell it. You think you can't. People who don't smoke, they smell it a million miles away. And I'm like, man, now I got a fucking lice on my garbage can. The whole thing smells like butts.
And then when people smoke in their house and their fucking walls are like yellow, it's like,
so how about when my ex-husband years ago, he smoked in the house, and I was young. I'm like, okay, never really realized what it was going to do. We only lived there like a year. I went to move things and they stuck to the wall. That's when I was like, yeah, because the nicotine, you don't realize, and it wasn't like he was a chain smoker, but it was a small apartment, right? It was our first little whatever. And you go to move the stuff and it's got like a sticky film on it. You're like, what the fuck? And you don't realize you smell until you leave the house and you smell your purse or you smell it in your hair. Even just like me working in bars and stuff, when, you know, they say no smoking in the bar, but certain gentlemen's clubs will allow it undercover, right? Or, you know, certain bars, if they have a patio, they get away with letting you smoke because technically the patio is an outside thing. But I would strip down in the garage before I even come into the house and just be butt naked, leave them stinky shit out in the garage and hop in the shower. It's just a nasty, nasty habit.
Nasty habit. So guess what? Pine Knob DTE has returned to glory. They renamed the DTE Energy Music back to Pine Knob again.
I love it. I never stopped calling it Pine Knob, so it's not
Right.
really a change for us people who are us diehards who knew what it was supposed to be. But for this generation, I'm really proud for them because it's awesome. Nothing beats Pine Knob. Fuck a DTE. All it does is remind me I have a bill due.
You know, I got to be honest. It's about 10 years ago, but it hasn't been Pine Knob since 2001, it says.
I know.
Wow.
But it hasn't really not been Pine Knob. That's what we call it.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
So many groups have played at Pine Knob. It's so many.
I love the logo too. Did you see like the new?
Yeah.
It's like old and but new, the retro. I love it.
That's great. Pine Knob. So it has
Super
returned.
cool.
It has returned back to glory.
We won. We got our name back.
Got a name back. So that's some great news. Local Detroit. So in current events, had a 13-year-old Connecticut boy suspected of overdosing on fentanyl at school. Grave condition. So a 13-year-old seventh grader boy hospitalized in grave condition after reported overdosing on fentanyl Thursday at Sports Medical Science in Connecticut. 2 additional seventh graders were exposed to drugs, were also hospitalized. One released Thursday, the other one still under observation. Good talk. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. This fentanyl is
13?
this fentanyl is really bad for the fucking everything. You know what I mean?
13.
You know, I was worried about Bob Saget. You know, they finally said that, you know, he died in his sleep. He struggled, you know, thrown. They found him tucked in. I was really worried about another celebrity dying from fentanyl. So I'm so glad. I heard he was very clean cut. He barely drink, but I was that I didn't hear another fentanyl story from another celebrity.
I agree. Yeah, you as soon as you hear someone die, instantly the rumors that all goes to that. So it's just nice to know that. I mean, it's not nice to know he passed, but natural causes, you know, instead of drug abuse and overdose and this.
There were so many people
terrible epidemic.
Yeah, there's so many people that showed up for Bob Saget's funeral. So many celebrities that he touched that kind of gave him, you know, reached out on Twitter and all that. There was so many people.
I'm sorry. I kind of feel some type of way. You know, so he was loved by so many, right? And he had such a following, and he touched so many people because of his kindness. And I read that his wife only wanted like 50 people there, and hundreds showed up.
Right.
And I get that you're mourning. I get that you're grieving. I get it. I get that this is a private time for you, and you want to do this in private. You don't want media there. You don't want all this. But again, because of who he was, and and so giving and so loving and so caring and so generous with his love, right? Because everybody had said that he was so generous with his love. He had no problem at any point telling you, even if he hadn't seen you, hey man, I love you. So knowing that, I don't think he would have wanted just the 50 people there. I think he would have wanted everybody who came, because he still wanted to give them that comfort and that love of saying goodbye to him. And being Jewish, you have to be buried within 5 days. They don't believe in embalming. They don't believe in putting anything foreign in the body after it's passed. They keep it, pure. So if you can't get embalmed within 5 days, they make somebody sit with the body. That's the Jewish law. So I know that it was hard for her to share this such an intimate moment, her last moments with the love of her life. But I'm glad that she didn't have people turned away, right? Even though she wanted 50, and because people could have showed up and she could have said, nope, we're turning you away. You can go on a Zoom. You can, they do the online thing nowadays sometimes for certain, family members to watch, especially with COVID and everything. So I'm glad that those people were still, able to show up and come. And I think I read like over 300. And honestly, that's still intimate compared to the amount of lives and he's touched and the love he gave to so many people throughout the years. So I'm glad they got to say goodbye.
That's awesome. So FedEx asking FFA permission to add anti-missile system to some of their cargo planes. I was like, wait a minute, what? So to operate cargo outfitted with laser and throwing off incoming heat-seeking missiles, according to new published federal documents. In the filings Friday, Federal Aviation Administration indicated FedEx has expertise to add missile defense systems to some of their planes. The agency says the federal FedEx missile defense system directs infrared laser energy towards missiles in an effort to interrupt missile tracking aircraft heating, according to Friday's filing. So, I know Federal Express delivers to all these different countries. Is that not cool with the US?
Right.
Like, are you a pilot on this fucking plane? Like,
so
shit.
You know what I'm thinking of when you say this is the part in Austin Powers where Dr. Evil's like, get the freaking laser beams. They're yelling the freaking laser beams. That's what I would be like, yeah, right. Are you a pilot or are you?
You want to be a pilot that has this equipment? Like, are you possibly getting shot the fuck down? Like,
sounds like you're a target now.
Yeah. I'm like,
you better put that fucking uniform on proud.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
You're a fucking target now. I mean, it is cool to have a freaking laser. It's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a pilot. You got to pay me big money.
Mm-hmm. Big money. Now you want me to carry missiles? I'm just trying to get this parcel over here. Let me just do my job real quick. Get back to my lunch break.
Try to get my job.
Sell online and grow your business.
Trying to get the commercial, so here you go.
A beautiful storefront for your brand.
Mr. Powers, you'll notice that all of the sharks have laser beams attached. Creature deserves a warm meal.
That's the one.
Dr. Evil.
Get the freaking laser beams.
Frozen. They were put on the endangered species list. We tried to get some, but it would have taken months to clear up the red tape.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their head. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that that can't be done. Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly,
And honestly.
Sea bass.
Right.
They are mutated CVS.
Really? Are they ill-tempered?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a start.
Mike Myers.
I fucking love that movie. It never gets old, ever.
Mike Myers. So a Fresno man has been charged with murdering his missing girlfriend. Her body has not been found. Authorities in Fresno County, California, has arrested a man suspiciously of murdering his girlfriend. The body still has not been found. Then a month after she was last seen, Ramon Jimenez, held in Fresno County Jail, charges murder of domestic violence after the disappearance of his 30-year-old girlfriend, Missy Hernandez, also known as Missy Hernandez.
So her body was found or wasn't found?
Oh, have not found. They haven't found her.
That's sad. So many stories like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't find the body, how do they charge them if they don't know? They're like, blood in this car?
And I guess they have to have evidence. I mean, the mob always said no body, no case. So I don't know.
No face, no case. No body, no case.
Yeah, no. So Jurassic discovery of a lifetime, a sea dragon under earth that dried up the British reservoir. On January 13th, a routine survey of British National Reserve, also a year ago, turned up prehistoric gold mine. One that pathological or now are calling unforeseen discovery late February. I'm trying to read it, but it was a sea monster that they fought.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's probably in one of those books that the author we had. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of good stuff on there.
250 million years ago, during the Triassic period, thrived throughout Jurassic Park. When dinosaurs roamed the earth, the prehistoric reptile could grow up to 25 meters in length, resemble a dolphin or a shark. So it was pretty huge.
Wow.
She monster.
Can you imagine finding that? Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, there's always people who say there's sightings and stuff. So do you believe in that? I do. I always think like,
fuck this monster.
Yes, there's gotta be. There's fucking gotta be.
I'm gonna bring this on the screen because you can see how big it was to a human. You see the guy laying there, and you see that he's not.
Whoa!
Look how big it is.
Holy shit! He's like the size of just like one of the limbs.
Yeah, it was a sea monster.
Scary as fuck.
With freaking lasers.
Freaking laser beams. Get the freaking laser beams.
So I know the numbers have been going through this roof because of the holidays. Walgreens temporarily closed some stores because of COVID surge. Two of the biggest retail pharmacies in the U.S. are temporarily closing some stores and pharmacies on the weekend. Surge of COVID-19. When I went to Chase the other day, there was a security guard standing out, and I was like, "Hey, I need to come in." And she's like, "No, we're closed. Everybody has COVID." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" They just closed the motherfucker down.
Yeah.
So. And then I went to.
That's how it was at the vet. When I went to the vet, they weren't allowing anybody to come in, and when I went in, you could only have one person go in, and had to wear a mask. They said almost their entire staff has gotten COVID, and several people had died from it.
Right. So that was kind of freaky because I went to Walgreens and I pulled up to the drive-through and it said, unfortunately, we are short-staffed of COVID because of COVID. We have to come in. I was like, oh, great. And then the girl behind the counter that was giving me my prescription, she fucking looked sick. And I was like,
oh, what do you... It's like the other day in Walmart, there's a guy that's literally coughing everywhere, standing in line, popping open medicine in line. Like, excuse me, ma'am, can you say to the cashier, can you wipe that all down before I even come in that area? Like literally standing there and no mask, sniffling, sneezing, wiping his face with the side of his hand. And it was a Sunday, and he was literally, it was like probably like 10, 11 in the morning, right around brunch time, right? And you could tell he was dressed to go Sunday fun day. He had a nice outfit and, you know, like nice sweater, he had his hair all done, totally knocking back the 5 hours and the medicine emergencies and all of that so that he could probably go fool his friends and sit at a table and pass it around to people at brunch drinking. Gross.
You know, I talked to somebody that works for one of the big threes, and I think I talked to a couple different people. You know, they feel like COVID is over. So if you got COVID and you work for one of these big corporations, it's okay. Just come on in. We need you to wear a fucking mask. Really?
Amazon too. Amazon too. If you don't have symptoms, they say you come to work still. Doesn't matter if you tested positive or not, as long as you don't have symptoms. What?
Yeah.
And if you do have symptoms, they have COVID 5 days. That's it. Come on through on the 5th.
Come on.
Come on through. Come on through and infect everybody on the 5th. That's fucking insane to me. Absolutely insane.
So I know
say your fucking sick ass away from me.
We're not going to talk about it because I didn't put it on the stories, but you know, the fight with the tons of different corporations, Biden, I guess they shut it down and it's not going to be mandated. It's still going to be mandated for health workers and all government employees, but they did not force companies with the 100 employees. They got shut down. So, you know, it is what it is. Protect yourself, and hopefully these companies do the right thing. So, if you do work for a company that has more than 100 employees, you're not mandated. So they lost that battle, but I don't think that battle is over. I think they're going to still try to get that done. So some companies, like the company I work for, Cox, the cable, before you even get hired, you have to put your vaccine card. If you don't have no vaccine cards, you don't get hired. And if you're not vaccinated and you work for the company, you either have to opt out for medical or for religion. And if you don't, they release you. You're done. You're terminated.
Okay. I know.
Some companies are proactive and some companies just don't give a fuck. So,
yeah, I know that Amazon, they wanted to see your Vax card, but that was only if you were not allowed to, so that you didn't have to wear a mask. But now I think in the past 6 to 8 weeks, they've switched it now. They went back to everybody having to wear a mask.
So,
probably since the 5-day rule came about and the no symptoms and whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. It's all fucked up. Wear your fucking mask. Stop being fucking sexy. Don't come near me if you're fucking not. Don't leave the house if you don't feel good. Definitely not to go have Sunday fun day.
Right. So my sister would love this. KFC's new fake chicken nuggets are really good. They're plant-based. KFC's latest fast food claim: plant-based chicken nugget could taste as good as the real thing, but the chain picked the wrong file to make the case. The chain supposedly long waiting Beyond Nugget 6 nuggets for $7.99 are beyond awful. Worse than KFC's near flavorless real meat tenders. You gotta see this guy.
Oh man, $8 for 6 of them?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's plant-based. But look at this guy's fucking face. He looks so grossed out. I haven't tried them.
See, I like the Impossible Burger. So,
if my sister's watching, please go try KFC plant-based.
I want to try them. I don't want to try them for $8 though.
Face though, he's like grossed out.
Yeah. See, I like the plant-based stuff. So, and I had some really good plant-based chicken strips a little while back where I was really fucking surprised. I seasoned them up and they were good as hell. My son was like, these are amazing. So I don't know why they didn't just use those.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was by Morningstar. Morningstar chicken strip. The only thing that I'm bummed out about is that it only comes in like the already stripped pieces. It's not like an actual like chicken breast. So, I mean, I'm sure there's companies that make them, but I haven't tried it. But that would be clutch if it came in a breast. Breasts are great, right?
You know, definitely trying to eat. I'm willing to do the plant-based, but chicken nuggets, I don't know. So let me tell you,
that chicken that I did, that the Morningstar, it was really fucking good.
So let me tell you, I'm going to play a real quick clip of this song. Tell me if you know who this is.
The night we met,
needed you so. I don't know who it is, but I know the song.
So Ronnie Spector, that sang that song from the Ronettes, lead singer, she died. She's that was a pop icon, and it was called "Baby" or "Be My Baby."
Be my baby. Be my little baby.
Yeah.
Aw, that's sad. That's such a great song. How old was she?
She was 78.
Wow. Yeah, that's an iconic song. That
been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, tons of movies. Dirty Dancing. Every time I hear it, I think of Dirty Dancing. Nobody puts baby in a corner, right? So to just know those words, it's sad.
Well, the Aquaman, Jason Momoa, and Lisa Bonet announced split after nearly 5 years of marriage.
I'm really shook over this.
She's 54 and he's 42. Did you think that he just said, you know what, your pussy's too old, let me go get a young girl? I mean, I don't know.
No, I think it was her.
It was her?
Mm-hmm.
She's a hot mess?
Only because this is what I think, but I don't know, but I'm just speculating. He was like utterly obsessed, like in love with her, right? Like he would drink her bath water every day if she asked him. That's how obsessed he was with her. He just loved it, right? He married somebody who he said he had a childhood crush on, and he just loved her. So that being said, and then seeing the type of admiration and lust and love and all that he had for her, I don't know. I feel like she's very she's different, right? She lives a different way. She has different spiritual views, and I forget what she practices, but she's kind of quirky, a little, foo-foo-y. So I feel like she's probably ascending and growing into a different realm of her life. And she's like, hey, sorry, this is who I am now, and you're not fitting me anymore. That's just the vibe I get. I feel like she would be quicker to cut it than he would after seeing their love for each other.
There's tons of bitches right now in his inbox.
Blowing that motherfucker up.
Yeah. Like, can you put Aquaman suit on for me?
I mean, yes. Yes. Go get it right now, boy. I'll go get the water hose. We gonna hose you down, motherfucker. Get the baby oil, get the rubber sheet.
Yeah. So,
I come out in a full on Vaseline slick.
So Ye or Kanye West shots at Pete Davidson in his song "I'll Beat Your Ass." So it sounds like
I didn't hear it. He said, "I'll beat your ass."
Yeah, it's a little about Pete Davis.
Oh, he did not say I'll beat you. Didn't they like hang out at one point? There's pictures of them at something. I don't know, it was a birthday party or what, but they were homies. Like you know, like they hung out, they had drinks and stuff. So I'm sure he's a little salty. I'm still not buying it though. Kanye was dating somebody prior to Kim ever even remotely coming near Pete. So I don't know why he's so fucking salty. He was dating the fucking model when he moved off to the ranch that he secluded himself to. Now he wants to cry because his soon-to-be ex-wife has moved on. Like, suck it the fuck up. Stop being a weirdo and threatening people. What grade are we in?
So they interviewed him recently, and he's saying that he's not allowed to see the kids. Kim is keeping him from his dad. So
Because he's unstable.
But I got to be honest with you. I know that you like that whole relationship with Pete Davidson and Kim. I got to be honest with you. I think Pete Davidson is a rebound, and you know what I mean. I think he likes to fuck, you know, fucking hot women. I think he moves on.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a flash.
I agree. I'm not saying that they're gonna like end all be all. They're gonna stay together. I'm just saying Kanye needs to suck it the fuck up. I don't think Kanye is gonna marry this fucking model or this other model. Is this the same model or is this the second one?
Well, there's a different one.
Exactly. My point exactly. You're already on your second model. I'm gonna need you to take 2 seats.
And she's a fan of Kim Kardashian, and Kim Kardashian, I think she said, thanks, babe. He's a fan.
She said, better deal with a fan than a hater.
Yeah.
She's okay with it, and so am I. And you know what? She's
Kanye
happy. The reason I like the Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian is I like to see that she's smiling. She's smiling in her pictures. She's laughing when they get candid shots, when TMZ is peeping in the bushes. She's fucking smiling and laughing. She needs that laughter in her life. Do you ever remember any photos with Kanye that she smiled? She didn't fucking smile in her wedding photo.
There you go.
If your man ain't making you smile, baby, you with the wrong man. Like her life was dark with him. So even if he is a rebound, he's serving a purpose in her life right now. He's given her this, you know, this gift of laughter and just the free spirit. And he's given her the gift of the D. Get it, girl?
Get it, girl.
Get it, girl.
We'll jump over to politics and then we'll end it here. So Biden, some coupons came up on my screen. I don't know what the fuck. Fries
coupons? You got coupons?
Biden's White House pummeled for rolling out COVID tests expected to ship within 7 to 12 days. So last Wednesday, he said that they announced that 500 million rapid home tests will be available to order by January 19th for free. But I guess they missed the mark, and they're not going to be available for what they had really originally promised. So I think that's awesome that you're going to be able to order a test and not pay for it, because they are $30 or $25 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you picked up some for somebody and they were sold out. So I mean, and I don't know how accurate these are, because I know I talked to a lot of different people. I talked to some nurses, and they said be careful with the rapid test because they're giving you false negatives. So I don't know how, but these Americans across this country will have access to these free at-home COVID tests.
I agree. Yeah. When I was sent to get them for some people, I think I was sent about 5 times, and only once did I find them, and they're expensive. So you're getting it for your whole family. You're spending $30 a person,
right?
Because you're not just going to test yourself; you're going to test everybody in your household.
Right.
So that alone, you know, is trying. On top of the fact that you're probably off of work because you think you might have it. So you're already lacking that money, and now you got to go spend all this money to see if you actually do have it, or just to get that confirmation. Like, that's stressful. So I think it's a great thing. We deserve to have free testing.
Free testing.
Too much.
Free testing for everyone. Just like I tell my sister, it's free candles for everyone.
Your sister, the candle maker.
Candle maker. So I don't mean to give you some anxiety, but here you go. You have fully prepared if Russia invades Ukraine, Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken.
What?
The U.S. is planning things we do not have done in the past. But if Russia invades Ukraine, we are back in Ukraine, and we're ready. So that's a bad thing for us because I got to be honest with you. I don't know if U.S. is ready to fight wars. We need to get through these COVID, and then if Russia invades Ukraine, and then we get into fucking World War III, we just don't need it. You know what I mean? Just don't think so.
Okay, there's enough fuckery going on in the world. I don't need this right now. I don't need this negativity in my life.
And then you got fuckeries like North Korea that they recently missile tested concerning U.S. must choose diplomacy. So they're constantly testing missiles and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they're ready.
Yeah, they're ready. So I don't know. So if we don't as a world get taken out by fucking COVID, we got these fucking countries that want to do crazy stuff, and you got there Trump and him.
Fucker. Yeah, I can't even. I fucking can't even.
I'd probably get banned in his country right now. I want to know who fucking does his hair. Kim and Trump got the fucking crazy hair.
They got the worst hair ever put together. That's just so much wasted fucking money. I heard Trump spends like $700,000 to $800,000 a year just on his hair.
Really?
Why? And you know what? I'll take the 7 or 8. You know what? I won't because I wouldn't even want to be around him. But 700,000 or 800,000 to do fucked up hair, like, ew! It looks like a bird's nest on his head.
Well, I sent you this picture last night, and I'll put it real quick. So what was going on with Jalen Rose's fucking hair last night? It looked like he's got I sent you that picture. It looks like
he's got an afro. He's growing it out, right? But it's just not very flattering at all. He
and he dyes his. I think he dyes his where he's faded in and he's lined up. I was like, what's going on with his fucking hair? He looks
yeah. He has his. Well, he's got his hairline. On women they call that his edges. So he's got his edges dyed in to have his line up. I think he should have maybe thinned out the sides. I don't like it on him. He already it just doesn't look. I don't know. It looks like he's got a helmet on his head. But if he would have thinned out the sides, then he would have looked like a flat top. But I know he's trying to wear his afro and his natural hair, but it just. I don't know. That's not a very flattering picture. And then his eyes in the picture, he looked like he had been crying. His eyes looked really red. I don't know if that was just the lighting or what.
So,
looks strange.
Break the news, and I know a lot of people think that my beard looks like this, but I dye it, right? But I'm gonna dye. I'm gonna have someone fade me in, and I'm gonna have. I'm gonna do the.
Stop.
I'm gonna lie. I want to dye the. I want to try that.
Let's get you a man weave. Can we do a man weave on you?
Yeah, man weave.
Where you get the glue and we glue it to your head. It's gonna last for like you don't have to redo it for like 4 weeks, but it might start lifting your edges. Your edges might start flapping. But I think we should do it. Let's do a social experiment and get you a man weave.
Social experiment. There you go.
With the glue, the got-to-be glue on there. I know how to do it. We'll get you, we'll strap it on. We'll get you real good with the blow dryer and everything.
With the blow dryer.
I'm totally getting you a man weave.
Man weave.
Well, think about your style you want. You want like a fade, you want a mullet. You want a jerry curl? You want a pump wave? Like, you think about it.
No, I'm not doing none of that.
You're totally, come on. If you're going to wear the rollers, you got to let us do a man weave on you. And then we'll get you glamour shots.
Yeah?
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. Take one for the team.
Take
Trust
one.
me. People are gonna love it. Trust me on this.
Trust me, you on this, huh?
Get your members only jacket. Trust me on this.
This is what I want, and I'm gonna play it on the screen here. This is what I want. I just because I have no hair left. So, here you go. Put it on the screen, and then we'll end it here. Oh man, I'm tired. Ready to go. I'm ready. Here you go.
I'm hungry. It's past my breakfast time.
Don't buy wigs that come off at the wrong time. Maureen's wigs don't come off, even underwater. And remember, Maureen's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget about money. You can afford a Maureen wig. I spend it every budget, so call me now.
That's what I want. Maureen's wigs.
We're getting you one. We're getting you one. Then we're gonna throw you in the pool. See if it stays on. You're gonna have black streaks going on your face. I'm a little too excited about this.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. You'll be okay. I'm not asking to paint your nails or anything. We're just gonna put a man weave on you.
Man weave.
Yeah, we'll get you one that looks like you got a fade or something. You're gonna be like, man, I look good.
Get a Soul Glow weave, Soul Glow Jerry curl.
Let your soul glow. Yeah, but you can't sit on the couch. You have to sit in the kitchen chair every time you come in the house. You ain't allowed to sit on no couches.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna get Hector one. Hector's down to get one. I'm telling you, where he's slanging these man weaves. I think it would be cool. We're gonna get you and Hector one, and y'all can do a photo shoot together.
Photo shoot. There you go.
That would be fucking funny as hell.
That's fun.
We're gonna set that up when we come to the D. Hector, get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready. We got you. And then we can shave. Oh, guys, I got a great idea. We can get a barber to shave word on the street in your fucking man weave.
In your man.
Man, look at me out here doing things, y'all. Yes, y'all be fresh to death. I can't wait. Don't sound too excited.
That sounds very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's all I got. Don't forget to tune on Word on the Street on Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern Time, spotlighting who's the greatest and most favorite sport broadcaster. And then on the 22nd, we got Shada Amin, publisher, photographer. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Next Saturday. So definitely, you guys go to wordonthestreetpod.com/calendar. You can check out all upcoming guests. We recently, you could probably grab the book. It's on the table. Is you want to grab the book, but want to advertise and this fits your business, or if you just want to sponsor the show, reach out. You can always reach Swift on all platforms, or the show at all her platforms. If you need to advertise on the show, definitely reach out to me, DM. We should definitely get you on the show. We can do a commercial and everything for you. So you guys can release the booklet. So I know I'm going to send the book to a couple different people, but there it is.
You see it?
It gives you all the numbers, who we reach, all the different platforms, and it tells you stuff. So
yeah, it's really awesome.
Shout out to Plug Organization. Shout out to Eddie for putting that magazine together. So there you go. If you need to show
different
show. There you go. Different.
Yeah, different options. We have tons of different options for every budget and advertising need. So
we need Famous Dave to.
Yeah, Famous Dave's Barbecue. That would be a good one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'll have to send it to him.
That's all I got.
I know you hear us, famous Victoria. I know you hear us.
So that's all I got. For me, you can follow me everywhere at Drink Swift. Tori, you got anything? Oh, happy birthday to Alexis. It was her birthday recently.
Yes, happy birthday, Alexis. I hope you had a great day from word on the street. I don't really have much in regards to that other than birthdays. I do though want to send my love and prayers and thoughts to everybody who's lost somebody recently, especially my friend Don Mecca. He lost his brother yesterday. So a lot of you probably know Don. He's a DJ. He's also the official DJ for the Detroit Lions. So prayers, love go out to his family. He's just a great guy. Man, I'm so sorry for the loss of your brother, as well as Gus, another friend of ours, Gus, DJ Quest, suddenly passed this week as well. And so Detroit is getting hit hard right now. And all of our love and prayers go out to him, his family, his wife, his children. So yeah, that's about it. And if I've missed anybody, sending you lots of love and hugs. We love you. So yeah, that's about it. Be kind to one another. You never know what they're going through. As always, you can follow me, Tori Rochelle, on Facebook, at All Beauty Al Beast on Instagram, The Savage Kitty, that's THEE Savage Kitty on Twitter, and Tori Smooches on Snapchat.
Well, and on that note, make sure you guys are always washing your hands, wearing your mask, and washing your ass. So here you go. Peace out. Peace out. Happy birthday.
Peace.